Let's join Ruby, you and me with Ruby. I have an idea. Ruby's story time.
Hello there, Ruby here. I am ever so thankful you joined me today for Ruby's story time. This is the story of Little Red Riding Hood, and it gets scary at times. So if I were you, I would get your favorite blanket to snuggle up with, and maybe even one of your stuffed animals to comfort you. There are some moments that can get, well, a little frightening, but don't you worry. It's just a story, and let me assure you, you will be just fine. Are you ready, my friend? Let's begin. Once upon a time, there was a darling little girl named Sarah. She lived with her mother in a cabin near the woods. Her mother enjoyed sewing for Sarah. She made a beautiful red cape for her, and let me tell you something. Little Sarah loved that red cape. She ate with the red cape on. She picked vegetables from the garden with the red cape on. She played in her treehouse with the red cape on. And she even slept in the red cape. She never wanted to part with her red cape. And her mother finally said, "Sarah, I think we should call you Little Red Riding Hood from now on." And from that day on, Sarah had a new name. Little Red Riding Hood was in her treehouse playing tea party with her stuffed animals and dolls, and heard her mom call to her. "Little Red Riding Hood, please come down. We need to have a talk." Little Red Riding Hood could hear in her mother's voice something was bothering her. "What's the matter, Mother?" Little Red Riding Hood asked. "I need you to walk through the woods, over to your grandmother's house. She's not feeling well. I have made some fresh chocolate chip cookies, and I think that little treat will cheer her up." This made Little Red Riding Hood smile, as she always looked forward to seeing her grandmother, the sweetest little lady that lived in a small cottage in the woods, and they loved each other dearly. Do you have a grandmother? Let's get back to the story. So, the mother made sure to give Little Red Riding Hood the basket of goodies and reminded her, "Please, stay focused. And remember, stay on the path, go right to grandmother's house, and never talk to strangers." So off Little Red Riding Hood went. She wasn't afraid, as she had made the trip to grandmother's house many times. She walked and walked through the woods. Little did she know, she was being followed by a very scary wolf. Every step Little Red Riding Hood would take, the wolf would take 2 steps closer to her. "Good morning, little girl," said the big bad wolf. "You look so pretty in your red little hood."
"Oh, thank you, Mr. Wolf. My mother made it for me."
Oh no. Do you remember what her mother told her before taking the journey to Grandma's house? She said never to talk to strangers, didn't she?
"Goodbye, Mr. Wolf. I'm going to my grandma's house. She's not feeling very well, and my mom made her some chocolate chip cookies, and I'm going to go cheer her up. Toodles!"
And off the little girl went, walking down the path. The wolf had his eye on her the entire time, and you know what? That big bad wolf said to himself, "That little girl looks like she would make a scrumptious meal for me. Why, if I had her for lunch, I wouldn't need to eat anything for quite some time." But the wolf didn't stop there. He stopped her again as she continued to walk. "Oh, Little Red Riding Hood, I noticed that if you get off the path just a bit, you will find some beautiful wildflowers,
And wouldn't your grandma just love to have some pretty flowers?
Oh, yes, Mr. Wolf,
said the little girl.
Flowers would really cheer my grandma up.
And the big bad wolf gently shoved her off the path. While she was busy picking the flowers for her grandma, the wolf, as sneaky as he was, said to himself,
I will run over to Grandma's house and eat her up first. And then I will hide in the house and wait for Little Red Riding Hood to come in, and I will eat her up too.
What a very hungry, bad, wicked wolf! He finally arrived at Grandmother's house, and he knocked on the door.
Who's there?
Called the grandmother from her bed.
It's me, Little Red Riding Hood,
said the wolf in a tiny voice.
I have brought you some chocolate chip cookies to cheer you up.
Oh, my dear child, the door is unlocked. Just come on in. I am feeling too weak to get up and open the door. Well, here's where the story gets very scary. The wolf came barging in so fast, growling with his big sharp teeth, and he gobbled up the grandmother. Oh my! He quickly put on a nightgown, disguising himself as the grandmother, and he hopped in her bed, waiting for precious Little Red Riding Hood to come in. In the meantime, Little Red Riding Hood was able to pick the most beautiful flowers for her grandma, and she was almost to the house. When she finally arrived to the house, she felt a little afraid. She noticed the front door was open.
Grandma? Grandma?
She walked in the house and into her grandmother's room. The wolf said,
Oh, my dear, don't turn the light on. I am very sick, and the light gives me a headache. Just bring your cute little self over here and let me give you a hug.
Oh, Grandma, I'm here with cookies and flowers to cheer you up.
Little Red Riding Hood came close to hug her and could just barely see her ears.
Wow! What big ears you have grown, Grandma.
The better to hear you with, my dear.
Even though it was dark, her eyes were just adjusting to the room.
Grandma, what big eyes you have.
The better to see you with, my dear.
Grandma, open up your mouth. I will feed you a cookie. Oh, Grandma, what big teeth you have.
And then, at that time, the wolf sat up and screamed,
The better to eat you with.
Little Red Riding Hood was so scared. She screamed and cried, No, no, no! And she ran out of the house as fast as she could. She ran over to a tent and noticed that there was a forest ranger sitting by a fire. She told him of this dreadful situation, and the forest ranger said, Let me take a look. So he went into the house and noticed the wolf lying in bed, trying to be all sneaky.
Did you gobble up the Little Red Riding Hood's grandma?
In a loud voice, he demanded the wolf to spit the grandma out right this instant. The wolf cried,
Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
The forest ranger punched him right smack in the nose and pulled his tail, and the wolf spit the grandma out. Whew! Don't you worry. The grandma wasn't harmed. She was just fine. But did she ever have a story to tell? Little Red Riding Hood and Grandma enjoyed some cookies and milk before she had to walk back home. As she walked home, she thought to herself,
I will never wander off the path that I have been given. Ever, ever, ever again.
Thank you for joining me here on Family Roberto. I hope you enjoyed the story of Little Red Riding Hood. And remember, always stay focused on what you are supposed to be doing and never, ever talk to strangers. Until next time, Bye, friends.
Ruby, 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 let's join Ruby, you and me with Ruby. I have an idea. Ruby's story time.
Da-da-da-dum-ba-dum-ba-dum-bum. I am a great big giant. I live in a castle. I am king of the forest. I am a great big giant. The world is mine. I don't care who I hurt. Ba-da-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum.
Well, hello there. Ruby here. I tell you what, I've been on my feet all day, and I just sat down to relax. My feet are terribly sore, but I do love wearing these purple shoes. Do you have a favorite pair of shoes you enjoy wearing? Ah, yes. I remember when I was about your age, I loved wearing those kinds of shoes too. Speaking of shoes, I have an idea. Let me tell you a story about a little old lady who actually lived in a shoe. Are you ready, my friends? Let's begin. Once upon a time, there was a little old lady who lived in a shoe. The shoe stood near a great big forest, and it was such a big shoe that it served as a house for the little old lady and all of her children. She had so many children she didn't know what to do. She would occasionally lose track of them and sometimes even forgot their names. Do you have any brothers or sisters? That's wonderful to hear. Well, the little old woman adored her children, all 6 of them. Make your beds and get dressed. Come outside and line up, and I will tell you what we have to do for the day, said the mom. The children brushed their teeth, got dressed, made their beds, and lined up outside. Strong Arm, the oldest boy, lined up and said,
I'm ready, Mom. What do I need to do today?
Let's have you cut down a few trees so we can have some firewood.
Peter, the middle child, lined up.
What about me, Mom? What would you like me to do?
Let's have you make some baskets of wickerwork.
Then we have Mark.
Mark, let's have you do a little gardening and pick some squash from the garden.
And then we have Jenny.
What shall I do, Mommy? Let's have you make some bread for us to eat tonight.
As Jenny was very good at baking. And lastly, the adorable young twins, Timmy and Jimmy. Their job was to keep an eye out for any danger coming nearby. Now, I bet you are wondering why in the world this little family is living in a big shoe out in the forest, right? Let me tell you what happened. The little old lady, her husband Stephen, and their 6 children used to live in a cottage covered with ivy out in the woods. They were very happy there, but they always knew that there was danger not too far away from them. A few miles away, there stood a huge castle. And can you guess who lived in this castle? You're right, a great, big, fierce, ugly giant who one day was trampling through the forest, and every step he would take, he would knock down trees and not even know he was doing it, nor did he care what he destroyed. He was a giant that never looked out for anyone but himself.
I am a great big giant. I live in a castle. I am king of the forest. I am a great big giant. The world is mine. I don't care who I hurt.
Well, sure enough, the giant trampled and destroyed the old lady's charming little home, crushed it into small little pieces. Thankfully, the little old lady and her family were not in the house, They were on a boat out at the lake, enjoying the day fishing, and had no idea what lay in store for them when they returned home.
Let's get home so we can fry up some fish and have a wonderful dinner.
Little Jenny made some fresh bread. Peter made a beautiful basket to put the fish in. Mark picked some fresh squash, and Strong Arm gathered wood for the fire.
Tonight's dinner is going to be wonderful,
said the little old lady.
Let's get home, my dear. I can hardly wait for the delicious meal,
said the husband. The family arrived home to a house that was destroyed, and in its place was a big, giant shoe. But the family decided they would make something good out of something bad. They worked together and made the shoe their home. They didn't get discouraged, even though they lost their home.
If we work together, we can make this shoe something amazing,
cried the mother. So Strong Arm cut some trees down and made a roof for the shoe, as well as a front door. The other children pitched in with their chores, and before you know it, the house was beautiful, even though it once belonged to that big, fierce giant. But that's not the end of the story. The family was visited by a fairy and told them the giant was furious about losing his shoe, and he was coming out to the forest to look for it very soon. This made the family very frustrated and worried, as they didn't want to lose the shoe that they made into a home.
Children, let's put on our armor and go to the castle and tell that giant once and for all to stop stomping around in the forest and to leave his shoe to us. The shoe is our home now,
said the father. So the children and the father suit up and off they go in a line just like an army to confront this ferocious giant once and for all.
Who's there? Who's there?
Screamed the giant, as he didn't see the family standing at his feet. The family quickly pulled out all the stones they had and started throwing them at the giant's knees.
Ouch! Ouch! Ouch!
Screamed the giant. He looked down and saw the family and let out a giant roar.
I am going to destroy you.
And as he took one step, the family had used a rope to hold steady in a line, and wouldn't you know it, the giant tripped and fell flat on his tummy.
Leave us alone and let us live in peace,
cried the children. And at that very moment, the giant suddenly felt changed. Maybe he needed a little scolding after all.
You're right, little family. Go and live in peace. I will travel no more to the forest, trampling on trees and destroying nature. And you may live in my shoe forever.
And from that moment on, the little old lady, her husband, and all her lovely children lived in the shoe and enjoyed every day in the forest. Thank you for joining me here on Family Roberto. I hope you enjoyed this story. And remember, always try to make something good out of something not so good. Like the little old lady who lived in the shoe. Whew! Now, if you will excuse me, I'm going to go take off my shoes, grab a cup of tea, and relax for the rest of the evening. Take care, my friends. Bye for now.
Ruby, 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 let's join Ruby, you and me with Ruby. I have an idea. Ruby's story time.
This pear is too big. This pear is too small. I can't see a thing out of these. This pair of eyeglasses is just right. I can see you just fine. Hello, friend. Ruby here. I am tickled pink that you joined me today. I hope you have been behaving yourself. From what I can see, your behavior is outstanding. However, there are some children that need to work on their behavior. I have an idea. How about I tell you a story about a child who had very bad behavior, so you will know how not to act. Are you ready, my friend? Let's begin. Once upon a time, there lived 3 bears who lived in a cottage of their own, out in the deep, deep woods. There was a papa bear, a mama bear, and a teensy-weensy little baby bear. They were the happiest family. They ate together, read stories together, and even played board games together. Do you have a favorite board game you like to play? Ooh, that's a good one. I love to play that game too. When I was a child, I would play indoor games, outdoor games, water balloon games, hide-and-go-seek games. Oh dear. My mind is wandering. Let's get back to the story. One morning, Mama Bear prepared the most beautiful breakfast as it was Teensy-Weensy little baby bear's birthday. She made him his favorite breakfast item, a pot of porridge. That's kind of like oatmeal. She placed the oatmeal on the table, but it was steaming hot, way too hot to eat. So, the family of bears decided to take a little walk. They thought it would be great fun to walk through the woods and play a game of hide-and-go-seek while they let the porridge cool, and that's exactly what they did.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, where did you hide? Found you.
Oh dear, you found me, my love.
Where is that little baby bear? Wherever could he be? There you are.
You found me too, Papa.
And they continued to play hide-and-go-seek several times. Now, do you remember when I told you I was going to tell you how not to act? Well, listen to this. While the bears were having a wonderful time outside, minding their own business, there was a little girl named Goldilocks walking down the path, looking for trouble. She saw an adorable cottage off in the distance and thought to herself,
I'm gonna go knock on the door. If no one answers, I'm gonna go inside and see what I can find. If I see something I want, I'll take it. It will be mine, mine, mine.
Now, does that sound like a way to behave? Of course it doesn't. That's showing very bad behavior.
Hello? Anybody home?
Said Goldilocks. But no one answered, as the adorable bear family was still outside in the forest, playing hide-and-go-seek. So here is where all the trouble begins. Goldilocks opens the door and follows her nose.
Something smells wonderful.
At that very moment, Goldilocks walks right into the kitchen, where Mama Bear had prepared the morning breakfast. The table looked darling. What does Goldilocks do? She sits anywhere her little selfish heart desires. First, she tasted the porridge of the Papa Bear, and that was too hot for her. Next, she tasted the porridge of the Mama Bear, and that was too cold for her. And then she moved on to the teensy-weensy baby bear's bowl. And that was just right. She ate every last bit of the baby bear's porridge. Well, she moved on into the living room, where she saw 3 chairs. She needed to sit down a bit, as her tummy was grumbling. She sat in the Papa Bear's chair and said,
Ugh, this chair is too big.
Then Mama Bear's chair.
This chair is too small.
She sat in the teensy-weensy Baby Bear's chair, and it was just right. She rocked back and forth, and all of a sudden, crash! She broke the chair.
Oh no. What have you done, Goldilocks? What did you do? Goldilocks. Oh no. You're causing trouble. Goldilocks. You should go home. You're causing trouble. Goldilocks. You should go home. You should go home. You should go home.
The selfish little girl was exhausted after all the trouble she had caused. She decided to go into the bedroom, where all 3 bears had their beds.
I'm going to lie down here and take a nap before I head home.
She laid on the Papa Bear's bed.
This bed is way too big.
Then she laid on the Mama Bear's bed.
This bed is too small.
And, of course, she went to the teensy-weensy Baby Bear's bed. And what do you think she said? You're right. She said,
This bed is just right for me.
And off to La La Land she went. Meanwhile, the bears were finished with their outdoor game of hide-and-go-seek and were headed back to the cottage. As they opened the door and entered the kitchen, the Papa Bear said gruffly,
Somebody been eating my porridge.
Then the Mama Bear said, Somebody has been eating my porridge. And the teensy-weensy Baby Bear said,
Somebody been eating my porridge, and they ate all of it.
The 3 bears sensed something was wrong here. They entered the living room.
Somebody been sitting in my chair,
said the Papa Bear. Oh boy, someone has been sitting in my chair too, said the Mama Bear. And it was a dreadful sight.
Somebody's been sitting in my chair, and it's broken now.
The teensy-weensy Baby Bear cried.
Oh no. What have you done, Goldilocks? What did you do? Goldilocks. Oh no. You're causing trouble. Goldilocks. You should go home. You should go home.
We have a problem here. I smell trouble. Follow me close behind, and let's see who is in the bedroom,
said the Papa Bear. The bears quietly entered into the bedroom.
Somebody been sleeping in my bed,
said the Papa Bear. Somebody has been sleeping in my bed, and look at that, wrinkled up my bed sheets, said the Mama Bear.
Somebody's been sleeping in my bed, and look, she's still sleeping and snoring.
The bears let out the biggest growls. The growls were so loud, it woke Goldilocks up right away. She was so scared, she quickly hopped out of the bed and ran out of the house as fast as she could. Woo! I don't know about you, but I would never go into someone's house uninvited. That's just bad behavior all around, isn't it? I heard her parents took away her electronics for several weeks after that display of very bad behavior. Thank you for joining me here on Family Roberto. I hope you enjoyed the story. I am so proud of your behavior. Keep up the good work, my friend. I'll see you next time.
Billy goes gruff.
Ruby, 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 let's join Ruby, you and me with Ruby. I have an idea. Ruby's story time.
Well, hello there. Ruby here. I am ever so thankful you have joined me for another story. I tell you what, I have just been sitting here remembering some good times I had not too long ago when I took a camping trip to a goat farm. That's right. Little old me has a camper, and I even like to play in the mud sometimes. Not dressed like this, of course. Do you ever play in the mud? Oh, I hear ya. It is fun. Ah, good times. I have an idea. Would you like to go on a camping trip with me and visit Miller's goat farm? Wonderful! Can you give me just a quick moment? I'd like to change out of my fancy clothes and put something a little more suited for the outdoors. I will see you in a jiffy, friends. Not this. This is too tight. Oh boy, I have eaten so much these pants won't zip. Ah, yes. This fits perfectly. Hi, friends. Do you see? I don't always wear fancy clothes. Anyway, this is my camper. Do you want to take a peek inside? Go ahead. Well, would you look at that? It's 3 billy goats gruff.
3 billy goats gruff. First goat was small. Second goat was medium-sized.
Third goat was very, very large.
3 billy goats gruff. You don't want to mess with the big one. He's large and fierce and he's tough. 3 billy goats gruff.
Once upon a time, there were 3 billy goats. Oh, they were so cute, but they were a little, well, smelly. You probably know goats are always hungry, so they decided they were going to venture up to the top of the hill and help themselves to all the delicious grass they could fit in their tummies. On the way up the hill, they had to cross a bridge. Little did they know, there was a mean, old, nasty troll that lived under the bridge, just waiting for goats to cross. His plan was to snatch them as they crossed the bridge and gobble them up, horns and all. First of all came the youngest billy goat gruff to cross the bridge.
Trippity-trappity, trippity-trappity.
Who's that little goat trippity-trappitying over my bridge?
Roared the troll.
Oh, hi, Mr. Troll. It's me, Little Billy Goat Gruff. I'm going to go up to the top of the hill. I've been told there's lots of food up there. All the grass a goat would ever want.
Not so fast, little goat. I am hungry, and you look very tasty.
Mr. Troll, please don't eat me. I'm just a cute little goat. If you wait a bit, there's a bigger goat behind me. I am sure he will make a bigger and better meal for you,
cried the little goat.
Ugh. You are awfully small. Get going. I will wait here for the bigger one,
said the troll. A little while passed, and sure enough, the second billy goat Gruff came a trippity-trappetying over the bridge.
Trippity-trappity, trippity-trappity, trip-trap, trip-trap, trip-trap. Who's that billy goat trippity-trappetying over my bridge? Roared the troll.
Oh, hi, Mr. Troll. It's me, medium-sized Billy Goat Gruff. I'm gonna go up to the top of the hill. I've been told there's lots of food up there. All the grass a goat would ever want.
You look tasty, and I'm gonna gobble you up right here. Horns and all.
Oh, no, Mr. Troll. You don't want to eat me. There is a great big goat right behind me, much bigger than myself. Please let me pass.
I'm hungry, and I'm growing impatient. Okay, you may pass. I will wait for the biggest goat.
Woo! I would hate to be confronted by a troll. That's why we always have to look forward. Never lose focus on what we are doing. And never, never talk to trolls. Right?
You don't want to mess with the big one. He's large and fierce and he's tough. 3 billy goats gruff.
Well, just minutes later, the third big billy goat Gruff came a trippity-trappetying across the bridge. Trip, trap, trip, trap, trippity-trappety, trippity-trappety.
Who's that big billy goat trippity-trappetying over my bridge?
Roared the troll.
Oh, hi, Mr. Troll. It's me, Big Billy Goat Gruff. I'm gonna go up on top of the hill. I've been told there's lots of food up there. All the grass a big billy goat would ever want.
I've got you now. You're the one I've been waiting for. I'm gonna gobble you up, horns and all. Listen here, you dumb troll. I've got 2 spears. I'll poke at your eyeballs, and I'll pull your ears. I can crush you to bits, body and bones.
Screamed the big billy goat Gruff. Woo! The big billy goat Gruff sounded so scary and tough. He scared that troll so bad that the troll ran off screaming,
Mommy, Mommy, Mommy! I want my binky, binky, binky!
and he never was seen under that bridge again. What a story! All 3 billy goats Gruff made it across the bridge, safe and sound. Word has it, they ate so much and got so fat, they decided to just live up there, on top of the hill. 3 billy goats Gruff.
3 billy goats gruff. First goat was small. Second goat was medium-sized.
Third goat was very, very large.
3 billy goats gruff. You don't want to mess with the big one. He's large and fierce and he's tough. 3 billy goats gruff. Ruby, 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 let's join Ruby. You and me with Ruby. I have an idea. Ruby's story time.